Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's Tuesday topic. Today we are going to be talking about something that has been ravaging the internet right now, especially everywhere. People are having lots of premonition dreams and they're on the rise. And what does it mean? What does it mean? What do you want to know? What do you want to look for? That's what we're going to be talking about on the Coffee Break Show today. Welcome to the Success Secrets for Business, Family, and Life channel. My name is Vickie Helm. This is a Coffee Break Show, and it is brought to you by Metadigm Digital Network. That's right, Metadigm Digital Network. And I'm so glad you guys are coming on board today. Do me a favor, if it's your first time here and you've never been on the Coffee Break Show before, put your name down below. We want to meet you. We want to know you. We want to have, connection with you. And if you're here every day because you're a fan of the show, thank you for being here. I see you on board. Put your name down below. And if you're here afterwards and you're watching it after and you put hashtag replay in, welcome. I'm so glad to see you on the after hours as well. So today, what is interesting is, I don't know if you guys have been on YouTube a lot or you've seen what's happening on YouTube. There are all these people, there are pastors, there are just people having premonition dreams all the time. Now, somebody is obviously being a smart butt today. Good morning, Scott. Nice to see you on. Good morning. You were the impetus for this talk today, Donnie. Good morning. Nice to see you guys on. Do me a favor and just put your name down below. And I like this. Somebody's calling you out already, Scott. So what are premonition dreams? Well, premonition dreams are kind of like gut reactions. They're when you sleep, something tells you to do something, or even in the moment where you get a hit that says, go left here, or go up this mountain, or stay at home, or don't do that, or do that. Absolutely do that. Premonitions can happen during the wake, but they mostly happen during the sleep. And hey, Marie Jo, nice to see you on. So glad you're here with us. It's that I like this. Totally. I'm the big brother that you could never get away from. That's right. That's what it is. And that's just how he is. I love him for that in spite of him. I love you in spite of yourself. So anyway, with the premonition dreams, more people are having them now than ever before. It's like something else is talking to them. Something else is actually getting in on the conversation. Good morning, Karen. Nice to see you, my friend. And it's something else outside of ourselves when we have a premonition dream. What's the something that's talking? What's the something that's trying to guide you when you have a premonition dream? I want to let you know that my family has always had premonition dreams. So much so when we were younger, we had premonition dreams of where we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to do, what's supposed to happen next. We kind of live by that. There's something outside of us that guides us in our lives. So I know from the time I'm 12 years old that whatever the end times are, I was going to be there. I knew I was going to be in that place. I knew that that was going to happen for me when I was 12. And guess what? Most people that are here now knew that they were going to live through this tumultuous time. They knew they were going to be here during this time of whatever, uncertainty, confusion, whatever it is. And dreams are some of the most powerful things we can have, whether they're conscious dreams, which we call goals. My dream is to, I want to, those things are dreams. And then we can activate a dream. We can go towards that dream. We can start to make that dream happen. Then there's something else that when we sleep or when we're aware of what's around us, that speaks to us right away and tells us, go do this. And it's not our mind. It usually comes from what people call gut feelings. Like, I got this gut feeling that we ought to do this. I can feel that's the right thing to do. And then there's that gut feeling that's like, almost a warning sign. It's such a strong warning sign that it's like, don't do this and don't do that, or whatever it is. It stops you from harming yourself. So I like this right here. Our teacher tells us dreams of the future are spiritual in nature. Yes, they are. Dreams of the future are spiritual in nature. And what happens when you have those dreams? Those dreams come out to reveal the way, some sort of, here's the future. It's going to be like this. It's either showing you the way, how to prepare, like what you need to do, etc., or where to go. Those three things seem to happen in those premonition dreams. They're like where to go, how to do this. And there's a lot of transformation that can happen inside you when you listen to those kinds of premonition dreams. But now they're happening more often. Now, I know there are some premonition dreams that just happen to some people all the time. Like I have a friend who gets premonition dreams on the regular. And so what happens when more people suddenly get premonition dreams? Like there's a lot of pastors right now that are in churches that are getting nightly dreams or things that have happened. And some of them can be verified as to what is happening. They kind of give us a gateway, a doorway to look out for something. I believe that everybody has a premonition gateway. I believe everybody, if they ask themselves, where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to do? Where would I like to go? If they just listen in and not to their mind, but into where the premonition dream comes to, because premonition dreams don't come to your mind. They're in your subconscious. When you sleep, you get guided by something that is guiding you that is otherworldly. And they come in the moment when you're aware and paying attention and listening to it talk to you, and it talks to hear. It doesn't talk to hear. Sometimes it doesn't use words. That's why it's called a gut feeling. It's not a gut conversation or a gut dialogue. It's a gut feeling. And that's mostly what it comes through. When we listen for conversations with the divine, most often the divine doesn't use words. It doesn't say, let me write you a letter and I'll tell you what to do. The divine acts through you. It comes through you. It's not something you think. When you get that gut feeling, the feeling comes in, you're the one who adds the words to it. You're like, it comes up, and when it gets to the mind, all the words, and you're like, oh, that's where it is, and you have alignment. But those people who have those dreams, I mean, really vivid dreams that look so real, those are the things that you can pay attention to. Let's go over here. They are given to all of us. I agree with this. Premonition dreams are given to all of us, an extra data point so that we can take more proper action when in the time of need or crisis. And that means when you get up in the morning and you just say, man, I had the weirdest dream, which I don't say very often at all in my life. But when I have something very vivid, or if I have a dream that repeats itself, like I dreamt it once, then I dreamt it again, then I dreamt it a third time, that's a premonition. Those kinds of things where you dream it more than once. Karen says, holy whisperings were part of my meditation today. We need to be open to hearing them and be willing to take action. And, this is such a great point right here, because it's how you hear the divine. People pray, but they pray with their mind. They're not praying with their heart, what's in their heart. And sure, some prayers are, you can just say them, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. And you could just say the whole prayer, and that's great. But what is your heart praying? Do you know really that your heart is praying every moment of every day? Every feeling, everything you have, everything that you say here is a prayer. Every negative thought is a prayer. It's what you're putting out to the universe at this very moment about what you think is possible for you. Your holy whisperings are right here. Your holy whisperings. If you put your holy whisperings up here and you get them very mindy, you're not really whispering, you're desiring. This is desire and these are whispers. And the fundamental truth about how powerful the difference between a desire and a whisper is so impactful as you're going forward, because it's the thing that's designing your life, isn't it? It's the thing that's manifesting. It's the answer to that prayer. What are you praying? Is it a positive, toxic, negative, happy, grateful? What is it? That's going to manifest no matter what. Our souls, our internal beingness is much stronger than our desires of thinking. We think this. You could think it 1,000 times and nothing happens. What happens when you really go in your soul and listen to that? Those things happen. What happens when you dream? When you're dreaming and you're asleep, all the real feels come up. All the real feelings happen. Everything that you avoid comes up. And right now, if you're having dreams that are feel prophetic in nature or super vivid, write them down. Write them down right now, because there's answers in that. And you want to remember as much detail. And if you can get up without having to get up with the alarm clock, these pastors that are getting these premonition dreams, you can go on to YouTube. They're kind of everywhere on YouTube right now. They're being spread by pastors around the world. This isn't just like something that's happening in just here in my country only, a couple of people. All these people around the world are suddenly up and they're having premonition dreams about what's going to happen right now, where things are going to happen, how they're going to happen, how they're going to fall out. And the data is actually pretty interesting. So I have a friend who lives by having premonition dreams. He has a brain that's actually a delta brain, and that's actually very rare. And he's got one. And one of the things that happens is he gets a lot of premonition dreams about the future. And when he says what's going to happen in the future, I've been friends with him for over a decade. So I've seen it happen over and over and over and over and over again, these premonition dreams. And I'm thinking there are some people out there that are having premonition dreams that are trying to tell us what the future is going to be like. And that's going to help you figure out what to prepare for. But what about your premonition dreams? What do you do with your premonition dreams? Are you writing them down? Are you following them? When you get that gut feeling, are you listening into it? Are you talking to you? Are you taking a deep breath and just going, just breathing and listening to that voice within you try to guide you there? Those things are so important to help get you to where you want to be, or help you unfold the things that you want. Scott, what do you think that is? What do you think that is? I can't say that I have had a premonition dream, but I have had times when my gut was telling me to do something that my brain wanted to resist for logical reasons. But when I followed it, meaning your gut, amazing things happened when I resisted. Amazing thing happened. When I resisted, struggle and trouble happened. This is very important here, because I think this is the bottom line of today's show when we're talking about why this is so important. What's so important is, I can't say that I've had a premonition dream, but I have had times when my gut was telling me to do something that my brain wanted to resist for logical reasons. But when I followed it, amazing things happened. And when I didn't, and when I resisted, struggle and trouble happened. And that's the point here. We are headed into that. I just remember mine from last night, which I'm looking forward to listening to. Let's see. Woo! Oh, so many of you talking. Let's see. I am blessed to hear that direction every day for as long as I can remember. Me too. That I want to talk about that, because I think auditory knowingness, auditory beingness, where you can hear that, don't do it, yes, go do this, don't do that, do this, go left, right, upside down. All of those directions are coming from somewhere. The question you should be asking is, where are they coming from? Is it your guides? Is it your angel? Is it your master? What is it? that is helping you, because the point is you're never alone. You may not be listening. You may not be participating. Your ego may be in the way saying, no, I'm in charge, not this other voice. But what happened if you could hear, feel, and see? I'm blessed to hear that direction every day, as long as I can remember. Every day, that listening in for that direction. That is beautiful. Is it a premonition or a connection to source? Thank you, Robin. This is the thing. Is it a premonition, or is it you being connected to source? You being connected to that inner part of you that is guiding every move. In fact, what if we just listened and didn't ideate our way through every problem? What if we just listened through every problem and let somebody else tell us? How true, Robin Helm. Listen to the subtle, the inner self. I agree with that. We don't always have to have them ourselves, but just encounter others who have. That's true. That is very, very true. We don't always have to have them ourselves, but just to encounter others who have, which is my point with all of these people suddenly having premonition dreams about where we are. So whatever you want to call it, the end times or whatever transition word you want to use, we're here. It's now. We're in it. We're at the start of this. This is the whole big place right here. One that receives can broadcast to others, then it's still sent and received by those who can hear. These are what these pastors are trying to do on YouTube. And Scott's got it right down. We don't always have to have them ourselves, but just encounter others who have. One that receives can broadcast to others, then it's still sent and received by those who can hear, those that it's supposed to go to. So if somebody comes over to your house and they have a premonition dream, guess what? It's not an accident. It's not something that you should hide from. If somebody comes over to your house and says, I had the weirdest dream, and it was like about the apocalypse or the end times, and that's what we were talking about. And by gosh, I didn't even know what to do. And you think you're there by accident? Let me tell you the dream. And they give you the download of the dream, what happened, everything else. Do you think you're there by accident? That is purposely given to you. That is the divine working with you. If we fail to make use of the message, then the whisperer will use another terminal to deliver the message. This is true. This is the same with an idea, isn't it? If the premonition, if the idea, if the message comes to you, if you fail to use the message, then the whisperer, that thing that's on the other side of the veil, is going to use another terminal or another person to deliver the message to. When the message comes through, you need to act on it right now. Even if that action is, I got to write this dream down. If it's a very vivid dream, if it's a really strong dream, if it's the kind of dream where you were thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, I don't even know what to do here, and this dream comes up, then you write it when it's fresh. Write every single thing down, because the details in that dream are going to be part of the things you're looking for, part of the things that are going to help you call that in. Once you write down that dream, you have enacted that dream. You have co-created with the universe. If you can't write it down, sit down with someone. Sit down with someone, your husband, your wife, your kid, I'm like, I had this weird dream, and take your phone and record that dream into the phone. Every bit of detail. Give yourself the space to record that dream in detail, because you want to make sure that all the details in your mind are there. So when you know it, you see it, you have it. So let's see. Robin, I consider those premonition dreams. I don't understand why I am told to turn, to take action, to receive a word or an idea. But I believe they are holy whisperings. Yes, there's something divine in nature that is doing that. It has given me brilliant creativity and protected me more than I know. Yes, more than I even can say. Dreams of the future of a spiritual nature coming from higher sources They are powerful, clear, and lucid, lifelike. They are right to the point. They are not symbolic. Yes, I want to go through that right now. When you have a premonition dream, there isn't a lot of symbology in it. Dreams of the future are spiritual, are of a spiritual nature coming from a higher source. Something looking out for you, something specifically in that moment looking out for you. They're powerful, clear, and lucid, and lifelike. They're right to the point. They are not symbolic. That's beautiful. Thank you, Donnie. I really like this insight because it gets to the point where here's the data, here's what it looked like, and there's no symbology. It's just here, do it. Karen, you have to be open to listen, but sometimes you need to see the pink writing in the sky to get it. Possibly because now we have a type of a dream that is two types. We have one that is not symbolic. It's very powerful, clear, and lucid. And the next one that says, but sometimes you need to see the pink writing in the sky to get it. That's possible. It gives you the pink writing in the sky, maybe something you see so you can identify with where you are and you're at the right place at the right time. I want to let you know that myself, me, and this man right here ended up living by each other, both based on premonition dreams and knowing that we're supposed to be here so that we could divinely meet. I had a dream of where I was supposed to move, and he had a dream of where we were supposed to move. And we ended up, this isn't our first business together, but we ended up being dear friends and living like 5 minutes from each other. So there are no accidents. All the people in your life, there are almost 8 billion people on the planet. The people around you, it's an 8 billion to 1 chance that you're going to meet them. Do you get that? 8 billion to 1. So if they're in your life and they're in front of you, it's very much divinely caused. There are no accidents in this. So you have to be opening to listen. This is a big one. You have to be open to listen. I like this. Don, I agree. I believe they are literal if you listen. They're literal if you listen. I agree with that. Wait, Scott said something. Wow, you guys have just, wow. Oh, you guys are talking fast. Write them down. Most often the experience will be lost within 3 days' time. I just reviewed my journal 2 days back and was amazed by what is in there that I had already completely forgotten nearly all of them. Whew, wow. I've never written these things down, but it makes perfect sense. Yes, write your dreams down. It's so important to do that. Something is trying to talk with you. It is amazing to read past directions or dreams. Oh, the wisdom in the moment. Now, I want to talk a bit about this. The reason you practice writing your dreams down is because it strengthens the thing that's talking to you, the relationship between the thing that is talking to you that is in your dream that seems to be like the voice of God talking to you and you listening. And when you write that down, that says to the divineness that you're listening and ready for the second part, that you're actually willing to be in connection with them. Scott, so true. I've enjoyed meeting someone in the last several months who has had a life of powerful premonitions. I wish I could sit down and absorb more of them from him. No coincidences. That's right. Hashtag no coincidences. I like this. I must be one of these people who do not have them. Yes, for me, I do not have these kinds of dreams very often. But when I do, they're usually trying to tell me something. There is some other way then that you're receiving messages from whatever source you receive messages from. But yes, there is so much of that premonition dream on the rise. I think as we move closer into wherever we're going with this, whatever 2020 is and 2021, we're going to have to be listening in more to guide us forward. And somehow there must be, maybe you get clues, or maybe you get you know, coincidences where you meet somebody in a place that you thought, wow, this meeting is so important. Maybe it doesn't come your way through dreams. Maybe it comes other ways for you. Let's see. Everything in time. Ooh, look at this. I'm surprised to hear that, MJ, but I'd say you are more connected in the moment. Yes, she's very connected in the moment. That's how I perceive her as well. Don says, as the magnetic field of the earth fluctuate, it has a direct impact on the magnetite in your brain. As the brain fluctuates, so does the brain waves. The waves of the cosmos, the cosmic rays, the delta in nature. The wave of the earth is also delta. It's a subtle wave that connects our reality. We're all born within the delta wave, but those lose it as they grow up. Some people, they must do that. MJ, you are so intuitive. It may be that you are so much a part of you that you don't even realize it. Maybe. I think she's very discerning already. So maybe she doesn't need as much guidance as the rest of us. That may be it. Let's see. You have a better chance of hitting the lottery than meeting a specific person at a specific time. That's the truth of the future, and that's what it's going to be like. But I want to tell you that writing your dreams down allows you several minutes to contemplate and experience and view it from a slightly different perspective. Yes, it does. Then when you read the experience once again later in time, you'll view that experience from yet another point of view. The written record is so powerful. Yes, it is, because it allows you to see how far you've come. All right, Robin, that's a sad truth. Children with a strong connection are squelched early because they're different and considered too fanciful. That's really true. When ideas and things come from the divine, everything is the divine. We're here in this created place, and it wasn't created by you. It was created by the divine. Here we are on earth experiencing the whole thing. Part of having that experience is also still being connected with whatever way you get information. And premonition dreams, while they're on the rise and more people are getting them, it's interesting to find the commonality between all, let's say you take 10 people who share a premonition dream. What's the few commonalities between all 10 of them? And that'll give you an idea of how to move forward. But the number one way, I think, is we need to develop our premonition skills. And how do we do that? We listen inwardly. We become aware. When we have a dream, we write them down. If it's a very vivid dream, we know that it is not going to have a lot of symbology. It's just going to be, I was here on a mountain, blah, blah, blah. Now, if the dream shifts and you're like, well, I was here and then suddenly I was here and I didn't write it all down. Get as much detail as you can. Let's see. The center of the universe is sending out the cosmic ray. The sun's magnetic field has decreased just as the earth has allowed the rays to hit the earth at full impact. We are presently in alignment with that doorway. Everything is spirit within itself. The Hopi have spoken of this moment coming when we will receive this message. It's happening now. Well, Revelations in the Bible also said this time would happen. Everything about opening that up is there. And it's if you look at several prophecies, all of this prophecies and all of this time right now seem to coincide. But the object of these prophecies, I believe, are to help us connect to whatever you want to call it, source, God, Allah, whatever it is. That is what I believe we are connecting to and raising up to. I think that the thing that is going to happen in the future surrounds allowing love instead of allowing hate. And I don't mean love like, hey, I love you, man, or hugging like that. I mean self-love, love of life, love of job, love of family, love of neighbor, love of, that love as you love yourself. I think that's what's trying to come through. And I think the first way it's trying to come through is self-love, because the more that you love the self, the more that you can love another. And even if this sounds woo-woo to you, even if it sounds woo-woo, the whole thing about, well, this is the time and now's the blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's say that none of it's around. Let's say that everything's normal. When are you going to take the opportunity to love yourself so much that who you are matters to you more than anyone, anything else? Because the more that we love ourselves, the more kindness will grow in this world. When does that happen? When do we do that? Do we have to wait till calamity happens before we take a step in that direction? Can't we just take a step in that direction, because that is where all of the goodness comes from? All of it. All of that goodness inside of you, when it's put in the world, makes a good world. All the goodness that's inside of everyone, when we let that love and goodness in, we also let it out into the world, and suddenly all of it transforms into goodness. They're simple little things. Do we have to wait till the world is collapsing before we do that? See, we have the opportunity to do that now, in good times or in bad times. And I want to leave you with that today. Part of the plan is to allow you to let your inner genius, your inner kindness, your inner greatness, your inner love out. And only you can allow that. So tomorrow we have Joel Comm, and he is like the most amazing. If you don't know who Joel Comm is, go in to Google and type Joel Comm and see how much he's done. He's an internet pioneer. He is a software pioneer. He had the #1 app on Apple iTunes. He is an early pioneer of the internet. He is absolutely one of the best futurists I've ever met in my life. World-class speaker, spoke everywhere. He speaks in front of audience 40, 50, 60,000 people. He is absolutely the greatest internet pioneer, in my opinion. New York Times best-selling author. He's got like 8 books done in a bajillion languages. He's absolutely amazing, and it's going to be really, really awesome. Hey, nice to see you back there. Yeah, Joel is going to rock. You definitely don't want to be on there. I want to let you know he's the man that made me wealthy, and I'm really, really happy about that, and I'll share that tomorrow with you. He's such a great guy and a good friend. I will see you guys tomorrow on the Wednesday Welcome. Mwah! Peace out. Thanks for dropping by today. See you later.